Yo, Mike, turn your screen off.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's the Sports Chasers podcast coming to you live and direct, where every week we give you sports. Nothing but no hot takes, no nonsense, strictly sports. This is a Sports Chasers podcast. Currently, it is 8:22 here out east, 7:22 for my central people, 6:22 for my mountain people, 5:22 out west for my West Coast folks. This is a Sports Chasers podcast. Yo, this week, we got a lot to dive into. The NFL week in review. Talk about a couple games. Mike Mills' team went down against Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs. Looking real iffy there for Baltimore. But we'll talk about that. Rams versus Bills, Packers versus Saints, Cowboys versus Seahawks. And the Falcons lost again in a way that nobody wants to lose, man. So we'll talk about that. Tampa Bay Lightning, they won the Stanley Cup Finals last night. Congratulations to the Lightning for winning their second Stanley Cup. We'll talk about also MLB playoffs begin today. My Yankees are up 3-1. 5-1. Top of the fourth inning. We'll talk about that. White Sox are hot. We'll talk about those guys. We'll talk about the NBA Finals. We got the NBA Finals going on. First game will be on Wednesday night between the Lakers and the Heat. Very intriguing series. So we'll talk about that. We'll also talk about is this season for all the teams, for all sports. Is there asterisk next to it? We said it during the beginning. We said, hey, this is gonna be an asterisk year. Let's see if we still hold true to what we say. Or there's been opinions or minds have been changed since that time. So we'll talk about that. Doc Rivers got let go after 7 years from the LA Clippers without the Clippers making a conference final. Doc Rivers is gone. So with that said, we'll meet the crew again. Mike Millie, what's up, brother?
Yo, you caught me a little off guard introducing me first. Greetings and salutations, all those out there.
My man, Mike Millie. Hey, what's up, DA? What's up, brother?
My brother, salutations. As we ride by in a Cadillac going 18 miles an hour down the wrong way. Man, peace.
We thank you for that salutation. James Eric, the angry one. What's up, brother? Talk to us.
What up? What's going on? What's up, Sports Chasers family? How y'all living out there, man?
Last but not least, that one that took the longest to get the link tonight after he fussed. D-Dub, what's up?
Looks really good, man. See that? 5-1. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Oh, I'm gonna get to your booze. That you're Mr. What's his 18, 24? No, it wasn't even 8 or 24. What did Lamar Jackson
in the playoffs?
Well, let's just go right now. Okay, Mike Mills. On last night, Monday Night Football, Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs marched into Baltimore into
March, more like bulldoze, but go ahead.
MIT Field in Baltimore, Maryland, in the Camden Yard section of Baltimore, and they defeat the Baltimore Ravens. And Patrick Mahomes made it look very easy last night. Mike Mills, we'll start with you, man. What's going on with your Ravens, man?
Easy.
After tonight, I'm gonna Well, after last night, I officially started a petition with the NFL's office to make the Ravens a 1 p.m. only team because we play like ass every time we on prime time, whether it be 4:30 or whether it be 8:30 or 8:20. So we officially are 1 p.m. team the rest of the season. Just scratch out any other primetime dates. Thank you very much.
That's because y'all in Baltimore and y'all got all them extra baby mamas calling you early.
Antonio Cromartie does not play for the Baltimore Ravens. Thank you very much. But yeah, we did not look good out there. We did not look good out there to make it plain and simple.
Final score was 34-20. There was a lot of things, a lot of chatter this today about Lamar Jackson's playing. And this, to me, is every time that I guess he has a bad game. And Mike Millie, you're a fan of the Ravens. What kind of game did Lamar Jackson play last night? What's your thoughts?
I mean, if you look at the passing numbers, he didn't take too many chances down the field. He was accurate on the passes he did attempt, but he ain't taking those shots down the field. They didn't open that up. And the Chiefs defense, yeah, that was my next part. The Chiefs defense, like they had an answer for everything. They was trying to run reverses at him. They was in the backfield. They was trying to do inside handoffs. They was back there. I seen one play Lamar had to toss it. That was about to be a fumble. I mean, Dobbins got 15 yards out of it, but that was finna be bad. So the Chiefs defense is looking, they here to play.
If I may say, as a football purist, I always hate these comparisons, man, that they make, man. Because like Lamar is not playing against Mahomes. He's playing against the Kansas City defense. And Mahomes is playing against the Ravens defense. So, they're not playing against each other. And I know we like to have those comparisons.
That's right.
But the only way you can do that is by having equal weapons on each side and then let them play. Like we used to play in the street, we just switch quarterbacks. You have the same dudes going out, but you got the same quarterback. The quarterback switches. So it's my team. When we got the ball, I'm quarterbacking. Same 5 guys. We play in touch and do it the other way. That's the only way you can do that because that other defense shut him down. And, the DBs, they didn't give him a lot of options. And it looked like the Ravens defense didn't have any answers for what was happening on the other side because dudes was running wide open.
Well, it was a couple stops. Well, we did make stops. We didn't capitalize. That was the problem. We made stops when it was close. We got the fumble. We also stopped them on 4th down. So we had a couple stops. We just didn't capitalize.
But man, I seen Kelsey
and special teams played good for the Ravens.
Yeah. Ravens had a touchdown. Special teams.
The problem is our pass rush. We can't get to. We don't get no pressure with 4. We got to send 5 and 6. And you can't do that with Mahomes who can skate and dance and get away. And he can run like Lamar can run. He just don't. As soon as he get away, it's a bomb down the field.
DA, I get what you're saying, but then at the same time, this guy's an MVP. So when you get that award, there's a whole lot of pressure on you.
He was MVP last year. He's not this year's MVP.
Well, he's the reigning MVP, so
because
the reigning defender.
I got what you're saying. I got what you're saying.
But what I'm saying is 15 to 28, 97 yards. Yo, I understand that the Kansas City defense played well, but I'm not about to make them the steel curtain either.
Oh, no doubt.
Lamar Jackson kid, I don't know. I was expecting a little bit more to match Patrick Mahomes as far as, Patrick Mahomes, yes, he's playing another defense. Got it. Understand that. But I think I expected more from Lamar Jackson. The run he had was great. But other than that, man, everybody else, man, Mark Ingram, man, come on, 7 carries for 30 yards.
Yo, that defense had him on lock last night.
What are we doing?
That defense had him on lock, man.
That first 7.
Tyreek Hill, I think I turned it off when it went. What it went up to? That last
it was when they went up. It was 27.
Yeah,
when he threw that bomb.
Yeah,
and Hardman was wide. Man,
yeah. No one was there.
That's what he did right over the top. Like, come on, dog. Like
that's what I'm saying. It's not like that's the only reason I say that, man. Because I know every year each football team, right? So between the summer, we always talk about the way the money is done in the NFL.
Right.
So we know from one season to the next, you're going to lose a lot of good players.
Yeah.
Every team does. The one thing that was apparent, and they said it, Kansas City could do what they did because of the contract that dude signed. And they kept all their offensive weapons there because Mahomes took that short money. And he will not be there by the end of his contract, like no fucking football players there at the last 3 years of their contract. So
what about Brady?
Brady left.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Brady left. So that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, so it's hard. There's so much turnover every year. And I'm not a fan of the Ravens per se, Mike, and you have to educate me, but I'm sure they lost some defensive players this year that could help.
They lost one 3 weeks ago, Earl Thomas, but
besides Easy Earl.
Yeah.
Besides, but like I said, one player can mean a lot. No disrespect in saying that, just saying that.
And
I go 1 year from the next in the NFL, man. It's just hard to put up quarterbacks.
That's true.
Dudes did that with what you call him.
Right.
So.
Ravens defense did not get to Patrick Mahomes at all.
Yeah, they don't. Maybe they coaching players, whatever.
They lost. They got Lamar 4 times.
They lost, and that's all my thinking is that maybe.
Well, maybe they'll meet up in later on in
So it looks like a team like Pittsburgh that is blitzing a lot more and maybe a little bit stronger on the D line. Because that was the same thing that dude said about Mahomes from the beginning when they were playing against the Rams. They were like, yo, he got problems with the Rams because Aaron Donald's coming straight up the field at his neck, and you can't stop him. So that's the same thing, I guess, for any quarterback is that pressure. So
yeah, absolutely.
Very entertaining game to me. Like I said, the Kansas City Chiefs absolutely showed that they were superior last night, and like D-Dub says, maybe they'll meet down the road in the conference finals or in postseason. One never knows. So we'll see. Another intriguing game I want to jump right to is the Rams.
Hold on. Let me get my spill real quick.
Go ahead.
Let me just say this. One glaring thing that I seen in that game was it was a couple, and y'all already touched on some of them. Nobody talked about coaching. It looked like Baltimore was not prepared at all. When they got punched in the mouth, they didn't know how to counter. They didn't know how to jab. They didn't know Lamar was frustrated in that second half. All of these design runs, Kansas City was all over it. I want to shout out the Kansas City defense because all last year, all the year before that, Kansas City defense, that was on the back burner. It was all about the offense. And I know we only 3 games in, but that defense was just as lively as any other defense that we've seen, maybe besides Seattle, and but to see the MVP humbled the way that he was astounding to me. And on the flip side, they are still tinkering. We have not seen the best out of this Kansas City offense. Indeed. I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. I'm not saying that they winning it all. KC is for real. I'm gonna go ahead and say this now. Kansas City can be the NFL version of the Golden State Warriors if they play it right. They got all the pieces and they still tinkering. The leaps and bounds that their coaching has done on the offensive side of the ball, and they still tricking and trying out new things, and it's ridiculous, man. It was amazing to watch as a football fan, and we're gonna see how Baltimore bounces back. That's gonna be the key thing.
So shout out to Andy Reid though.
Shout out to Andy Reid. Shout out to Eric. Eric is he's formerly our hashtag guy. So if you got a hashtag, hey, email us. Mike Mills, what's our email?
KL, what's our email?
sportschaserspodcast@gmail.com. So if you got a hashtag you wanna send it, hey, send it in, and and Eric will write up your hashtag. So you get married next week, or you want to get off child support, whatever the case may be. Send in the hashtag. We got you, man.
We got to get him some
can't help
colored
you with
pencils,
that.
though. Not them plain signs he got now.
I can't help you with that getting off that child support though. Nothing I can do.
Yeah, you gotta send that to another email. Don't send that to no sports chasers, dog.
Yeah, you
Send it to my
own
email. I know a
I don't
guy.
want nothing to do with
We can handle that.
talk about some child.
Yeah,
All right. Before we go off, okay.
Yeah.
The next game, can I see what's going on? Rams versus Bills. Very good game up at Orchard Park. The Bills. Yo, Josh Allen, to me, Josh Allen played lights out. Played a little reckless at times. But the Bills was able to get the victory against the Rams. So we'll start off with DA. What do you think about this Bills game, sir?
The Bills have a really good defense for one. They played that game pretty well. They did have a few lapses. Josh Allen is progressing, man. I guess you could have, you have two sides. You're gonna have your Donald with the Jets, and you're gonna have it. One is going to do well and one's going to not do so well. But it's about the offense that they run. The Bills run a lot of play action, which is going to get guys out the box. He has a strong arm, and he's going to hit you. And I think they're working towards that. Though it looks like he's throwing the ball more, they're not taking him outside of what he can do. They're not asking him to do anything crazy. And there's a lot of times when they're third and something that they will just shut it down. They won't go over the top to get the third. They'll be like, fuck it, we'll just punt it. We'll play defense. And that's smart, and the kid can play. The kid can play. He get better.
He can absolutely ball. The Bills won in last few minutes, 35-32.
Now, there was like 2 or 3 bad calls in that game too that could have swung it the other way.
Correct.
I will not get into that. So
Josh Allen threw for 24 for 33, 311 yards. He had 4 TDs and 1 interception he had. And I think the Bills are for real, man. They might finally, I know this might sound sacrilegious to say, but they might finally take the horn of the AFC East.
It's theirs in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
And they got that gift. They got that gift from Minnesota.
You think they beating Cameron?
Diggs.
I don't know if they beating Cameron.
I don't know.
I'll wait and see. I ain't putting nothing past Belichick. Sorry.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think they beating Cameron. Not this year, at least.
I'm sorry. I forgot.
Not this year. Maybe next year. I don't know if they beating Cameron.
Yeah, I don't know yet. I think it's
Cameron's leaving after one though.
That boy look happy and he healthy. So
the jury's still out, and Cam and New England got a good game coming up this week. But shout out to the Rams too. I mean, the Rams to make a comeback as such. That was phenomenal by them, and that by no means just because they 2-1. That was just a game somebody had to win. So they got out. They jumped out to a late start, but
Yeah, Jared Goff, he completed 23 of 32. He threw for 321. He had 2 TDs and 1 INT.
Yeah.
But I do believe the Buffalo Bills will be there in contention for the next few years. With this quarterback, I think they should be at least in contention. Because if they're not, then he's gone. That's kind of simple. So I think he should at least be in contention going forward.
Only bad thing I have to say about the Bills, so I've been saying about everybody, they throwing the ball a lot. Like they need to get them attempts down, maybe under 30, 28, like somewhere around it. You don't need to be throwing the ball that many times. Play defense, get ahead, run the ball. Like you don't have to add out all game.
Who's their running back?
They got Singletary.
Singletary and Yeldon. So
Singletary, Yeldon. They got Zach Moss. They drafted him this year.
Yeah,
they got a couple guys.
They had 20. They had 21 attempts running the ball this past Sunday.
Should have got that to 25. That could have cut them to 28 right there. Boom.
Yeah. So we'll see that. Eric, what's your thoughts on the Bills?
Very, very entertaining game once the Rams decided to show up to their own building. as I said before, the Rams are a different team when they are able to run the ball. Henderson ran 20 times for $114, got a touchdown. It's totally different when you could get that play action. That's the Rams' bread and butter. I don't understand why nobody else in the league has seemed to get this concept yet. If little old me sitting here in North Carolina could see it, I don't understand why these execs can't see it either. You know what I'm saying? But it was a very, very entertaining game. Buffalo, if they want to be serious, they need to games like this. When you have an opportunity to slam the door shut, that is what you have to do.
Right.
That would be probably my only takeaway from Buffalo. They got sloppy tackling. Robert Woods was running all over the place. Cooper Kupp was wide open on certain plays. Like, this is not Buffalo. And like to Mike's point, they started. It seems like almost every team in the league when they, we seen this with Atlanta. Whenever you start to lose a big lead, you start to panic and you feel like you got to throw every down. Calm down. You're not down by 60 points. Run the ball. But they get panicky. Oh, we got to throw the ball. Oh, we got to hurry up and answer real quick. We got to come right back. It's
Never
not
works.
Yeah, you not Golden State. You don't need that third quarter comeback. You don't need those 18 threes in a row.
Bang!
You don't need the Mike bring bang. You don't need the Mike bring bang all the time, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's where we at in today's NFL, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. So yes, that's a very good assessment, Eric, about the Rams. Yo, shout out to McVay, man. I know that's Dorian's boy. You know, Dorian kind of gave him a hard time last year. But shout out to McVay, man. He's coaching and looks like he's pulled some bag of tricks out. And like one of you guys just said about, they running the ball. They're running the ball. So
boy,
shout
genius.
Well, shout out to the whole McVay tree. I don't know who's all consists of it. I don't know whose tree it belongs to, but McVay, Kingsbury, all these guys, man, they got their guys. And we're seeing what they can do with their guys. Now, if they could just bring somebody in to help with their defense, then they could be on to something.
Y'all shouting them out. Shout out to the Bills front office. Because I thought they did a little much by going to get Stephon Diggs. Because like I was talking about last week, I feel like every quarterback has a timeline. I thought Josh Allen was a year or two away from getting a superstar receiver, but he making it work. So shout out to him. Shout out to them. Maybe they seen something I ain't see.
Well, ask the Minnesota Vikings, who's 0-3, who Mr. Cousins missed his boy. So,
well, same
Minnesota.
Same thing going on in Houston with Watson.
The Texans? Yeah.
That's a different 0-3. We had the toughest schedule. We had the toughest 3 weeks of everybody else.
And we could have really used that wide receiver.
Well, that's my point.
I don't think with DeAndre Hopkins, they still would have won. I think they'd have maybe 1-2. They might have won this game.
They would have been 0-3. So
1-2, 0-3. They cousins. Either way, you ain't making the playoffs.
No, you're not. But anyway, moving on to the next game that we'll cover real quick. On Sunday night, Aaron Rodgers, man, to me, it looks like he got something to prove, man. And he's like, yo, y'all go ahead and drafted somebody. All right, I got something for y'all. Yo, 37-30 over the New Orleans Saints. The Packers are 3-0. New Orleans is 1-2. Aaron Rodgers, his stat line is 21 for 32, threw for 283, 3 TDs, 0 INTs for the year. We'll start with Eric. Eric, what do you think what's going on with the Packers, and what you think was up with the Saints? Is it over for the Saints?
I just want everybody to understand that Drew Brees, I'm gonna go with Drew Brees first. Drew Brees was 29 of 36 for 288 with 3 touchdowns, right?
Yep.
13 catches, 139 yards, and 2 touchdowns went to Alvin Kamara. I don't have the full Geek Squad stat sheet in front of me. I don't know how many times that he went. I don't know how many times he went down the field, but it seems like Drew Brees is feeling his age, and there's a lot of short passes And if teams from here on out will look at the tape, they will see that the Saints from the last 15 years are no more. That going down vertical, downfield all game, just killing you, that I think that's over.
But that is what Brady did, and it brought him Super Bowls. So what is the
But
problem?
that was a different system. Thank you very much. That was in New England. We talk about New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say this. Aaron Rodgers and Cam Newton are probably my two most watched people for this year, because it is clear as day that they have something to prove. Maybe not to themselves, but to everybody. Oh, this is what y'all think of me. Y'all think I'm done. Y'all think I'm finished. Okay, just watch. It's beautiful to see when a guy says, "Oh, this is all we got. Okay, let's go," and they make it work. AKA Russell Wilson is truly amazing. Green Bay is going to be a problem. Chicago, Minnesota. We ain't going to talk about Detroit. The division. You could bring in Nick Foles. You could bring in. It doesn't matter. Green Bay is on a mission. Aaron Rodgers is on a mission, and and they let him do whatever. So
Right. D-Dub, what you think?
Hey man, as that boy Stephen A said, he's a bad man. That dude right there, yo, he look like he's just on another level right now. I mean, for real. I mean, you can't. He's making Alan Lazard, 6 catches, 146 yards.
But Aaron Rodgers needed help. Y'all was saying last year.
Not me.
Not me. I don't know who
never said that.
I said because
I did.
As far as I'm concerned, what's his name? What's my name? You had Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones was straight. What's the other wide receiver?
Adams. I was just really
Adams.
saying that you should have went receiver other than quarterback. That was the only thing that I said.
Oh, draft purposes. I agree with that. But other than that, they got people, and this guy right here, this Alan Lazard, you better watch out for this dude, man. This dude, he has 6. He played really well. So
I will be the contrarian on this matter. I'm kind of like, yo, I don't believe the shit dudes say on TV. One, I don't think a professional.
You are on TV.
Shit, I wish I was. I don't think a professional like Rodgers sweats the draft, because 2 years ago was Brett Hundley. 2 years before that was somebody else. I think the squad, once his people in the office say, yo, dog, this kid here is nice. That kid there is nice. They didn't have camp, so he really didn't know.
Right.
So that's when you can have Fox and all these, oh, he's mad at this. Dog, listen, man. He's a grown fucking man. This is what they do. You can't get upset anytime someone else was brought in. If you're a big-time college athlete, the one thing you got to know and believe is that they will recruit over you every year. Not some of the years, every year. So I don't think he was mad about Jordan Love, and I don't think he thought Jordan Love was going to take his spot. Not for a second. Not for the guaranteed dollars that they are owed him the next few years.
No, I don't believe that either. I mean,
so I didn't think he was upset. I think I think without having camps like we always have, dudes are like, yo, look, man, listen, relax, dog. We already thinking about your talent with this kid here and that kid there and that kid there. Because sometimes it's not the big name dudes out of college that can play. It's the dudes out of college that can play that come to the NFL and can play. Or because you're a first round receiver doesn't mean you're going to be it at all. So maybe you want to go to a school where they threw the ball to the dude 200 times last year and he only dropped one ball. Which goes conversely now as I go to real quick to the Saints. Michael Thomas wasn't playing, and they don't have Emmanuel Sanders is their speedster, and he's no longer a real speedster. So they don't have anyone really to take that term, the top off the defense anymore with Michael Thomas not playing, Emmanuel Sanders and Alvin Kamara. So I think it's too late in this season, but they could do some things. I've seen it happen. But if they get everybody back healthy, you know, we'll see. Because the dude can play. He'll throw it short. It doesn't matter. He'll do what he has to do to win. And that's what I think all these dudes do, what they have to do to win.
Good assessment, Mike Millie. You muted your mic, sir. We can't.
I'm a contrarian to DA's contrarian. Aaron Rodgers. Listen, to Brent Hundley a couple years ago, me and you both knew Brent Hundley wasn't gonna last. We both knew he was garbage. And that's what I feel like they did the same thing with this Jordan Love pick. Who or what is a Jordan Love? They measured him, they seen he got big hands, they said, oh, we like him. He could play quarterback. That's what they do every year. It's a monkey show. Oh, this guy got long legs. We think he could be the greatest kicker of all time. That's all they do. And somebody get drafted higher, way higher than they were supposed to. He played at Utah State. So Aaron Rodgers had every nerve to get upset when they was talking about coming into this draft. Up to 25 of the wide receivers could be starters in the league. That's what they were saying before the draft. And everybody got one. Look, even the Niners. The Niners was playing with the practice squad this weekend, and they receivers was catching passes and running reverses and scoring touchdowns. Even the Chenault guy on the Jaguars, he was eating the other night. So all these rookies are doing things. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers look good now, but it never hurts to have another weapon. It never hurts. And Aaron Rodgers has had some good receivers. He had Randall Cobb, he had Jordy Nelson, he had Greg Jennings. So he hasn't had bums, but he ain't never had like no Peyton receivers. Like Peyton had Marvin Harrison, and Peyton had
because Marvin got niggas shot up. What the fuck?
Marvin before Michael Thomas, Marvin was the leading. Wasn't he the leading receptionist this season?
Yeah, like 138, something like that.
He was shooting and catching. Listen, that's all I care about.
Marvin the killer, Marvin the shooter.
Marvin. He had Reggie Wayne. He had Wes Welker. He had Dallas Clark. He had
People
Brandon.
Forget
Stokely.
about Reggie Wayne.
Reggie Wayne was something else. Yeah.
He had Demarius Thomas, Julius Thomas, like
Thomas.
Julius Thomas.
He got Julius Thomas a bag. Shout out to Julius Thomas. Shout out to the bag.
Yeah.
But now the Rodgers, the Packers look good. They actually using their running game, which is something Green Bay hates to do, I've noticed. And now you can start. You could slowly see that in Dallas with the coach. You got the former Green Bay coach, and they throwing the ball all the time, and they ain't running the ball. We'll talk about that later. But the Packers is trusting their running game, and they spreading it out. Aaron is looking timeless. He might get that ring this year and then disappear into the sunset.
That could be good. Hey, Mikey's been right before. So Mike Mills, shout out to Mike Mills. Hey, real quick. It wasn't on my list to do games. Just 30 seconds. The Eagles game. Start with D-Dub. 30 seconds. Go.
30 seconds. I give you 5. He got the bag, and that was it. And this guy is not the Eagles will be looking for another quarterback here soon.
DA, 30 seconds.
You got the bag. I'm done.
Mike Mills on the Eagles.
Fix the O-line. Go get the bum outside catching change out of cars. Go get him to play receiver. Fix the O-line and get a new coach.
Not even the quarterback?
I don't think it's all Carson, man. There's other stuff there.
It's never all. It's never, but because the coach is.
I think he's a problem, but I think it's like when he was a rookie, I said that like he got Andrew Luck syndrome, where they put them rookies out there, make them throw 40 times a game, and then play catch up. See, Carson had Andrew Luck syndrome, but they fixed the O-line for Andrew Luck, and then they got him a running back before they gave him all that money. They didn't do that for this guy, so now he out here looking crazy. New coach fixed the O-line, get him a receiver.
Okay, Eric, 30 seconds on the Eagles.
I only need 5.
Your videos, sir, you can't see. America cannot see.
Man got them bags, and it is a wrap.
Ladies
Yo.
and gentlemen, please donate to the Sports Chasers Arts and Crafts Foundation so we can get Eric some colored pencils and stencils and markers
Okay.
because these black and white signs are not doing well.
Yo,
I got 30 seconds on that. Yo, the fact that Peterson did not trust him to go on the 4th and 14 from midfield, that to me was a telltale sign. Like, dude got the bag, and I don't even trust my number one quarterback to try to get me closer, to get me in field goal range, to at least to try to win this game. Nope, I'll punt the ball.
Your dog was missing dudes, like throwing it over dudes, throwing it at their feet. Like he was really bad Sunday.
hey, yo, Kev, my man said, because I didn't look at the score at the time. I said, yeah, your boys lost anyway, which he's an Eagles fan. He said, no, we didn't lose. We tied. I said, dude, I didn't even know they tied, but that's a loss. If you tied, that's a loss. I don't care what anybody says.
Yo, they say ties like kissing your sister. I don't know how many.
I don't know about how that is. So
It's the wrong podcast.
I don't know nothing about that, sir.
Well, I will say this. It's one thing for your coach not to have the confidence, but it's quite obvious that locker room has lost confidence in Mr. Wentz.
Absolutely.
As far as I'm concerned, this is an 0-3 team.
And he didn't win the Super Bowl.
And he never. Thank you, D.
That's what you got. The guys forget that. Like, yo, dog, you wanted the dude that won the Super Bowl.
Speaking of which, that's a great intro to the next game that we're going to talk about. The Bears versus the Falcons. The Bears, hey, with Nick Foles coming off the bench again, yo, he willed the Bears to a win against the hapless Falcons. The Falcons, for the second week in a row, have lost big leagues. And where do we start now? We'll just start with the Bears. Eric, what do you think about the Bears?
I think it was a switch that was needed. Obviously, the youngin wasn't playing up to his expectations and everybody else's expectations, and that's why you have veterans to come in and fill certain roles, man. Nick Foles has been there; he's done that. I believe DA said last week, oh man, it's a different mentality, man. You know what I'm saying? It's only certain dudes that can do that. It's only certain dudes that you could call them up to get that game-winning run off the bench. You know what I'm saying? To get you that bucket when your man goes down or anything like that. So I don't know if this will be the rally cry that Chicago needs to propel them to wherever they need to go this year. But it's a good start. I mean, again, you tied. Well, no, I'm talking about the other game. Never mind. Atlanta is just. Well, yeah, you say you're going to talk about the Bears, so I ain't going to say nothing about Atlanta. But
no, you can talk about Atlanta. Go ahead.
Atlanta is just trash. Again, the leadership in that organization is absolute trash. And I know they're professionals, and you sitting here behind the mic and this and that third. Look, dog. Obviously, all five of us and our kids, nieces, and nephews can do a better job than what is going on in Atlanta right now. Okay, the preparation is trash. There's no adaptation to what's going on in the game. Is I don't know what they're gonna do, man. Because isn't Matt Ryan still signed for another year or two after this?
Yeah. That bad.
So that's eating up capital. So I don't know what they're gonna do.
The Falcons were up going to the third quarter, 26-10. They had 15 minutes to try to hold on to the 16-point lead, and they couldn't. DA, dive in about this game.
Listen, man. Hooray for the Bears. It's not a huge accomplishment, but it's one that it was a move that they needed to do so that the coach could keep that locker room, because he has a lot of vets on that team that are not trying to be losing games from a quarterback that's not ready to play. Boom. So good job. I would see them coming in second to Green Bay that we just talked about in that division. Atlanta, Home Depot guy that owns Home Depot He needs to come down there and do some renovations because you cannot continue to lose the same way. Right? Somebody has to say, why don't we have a running back that we trust to give the ball to salt the game away? It's not that hard.
Oh, they got Todd Gurley.
Then and he was running. So
he had 14 carries, 80 yards.
Why did we stop? Is it because you figured you gotta let Matt Ryan throw the ball because you're paying him? I don't know what's going on. And why Matt Ryan over there? Yeah, why Matt Ryan? Why you do this every year?
Matt Ryan threw 19 of 38, 238 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception.
So that 38 times.
Gurley ran for 14 for 80 yards. He could have ran a little bit more. I'm with the Mike philosophy.
14, he should run another 10 times. But if we go with Mike Millie, that gets you to 24, 25 carries.
Yeah.
Which would probably be the third quarter, and the game is over.
Yeah, and this goes back to what we were talking about. This is coaching. Matt Ryan is not making these calls. I'm sorry.
Mike Mills, the GM. Hey, if you need a GM, y'all, email us at sportschaserspodcast@gmail.com.
All these dudes are like you say, D. All these dudes are geniuses. Go ahead, D. I'm done.
Yeah, Matt Ryan is not making these calls, so I'm got to go with the coach. And this coach, I think now is mental with everybody now, and we'll see in what's this, week 4 coming up.
That's correct.
We'll see who Atlanta plays. Let me get that up real quick. Who do they play next week?
They have the
Atlanta, please. Well, whoever they play next week. So okay, they got Green Bay next week.
Who they play?
Green Bay. So you can almost forget about the season because they are
0-4.
They're 0-4. They're 0-3. Any team is 0-3 right now, you might as well just that's a wrap because it's hard to come back.
Mike Mills, any word on this game? You got anything on this?
I think I said this last week, but a wise man once told me the Lions is going lion, and that's what the Falcons going to do. The Falcons is going Falcon. What they do the last 2 weeks, they blew a lead. What they do this week, they blew a lead. Shout out to Nick Foles, the comeback kid. But the Falcons do this every week. And I'm not a gambling man. One of my friends was playing the spreads, and he asked me, "You think who's going to win? Who you think is going to win, the Bears or the Falcons?" I was like, the Bears should win. But Mitchell Trubisky got that Phillip Rivers trait where you think he's going to play good in the game he's supposed to win, and he absolutely goes out there and looks horrible. And what did he do? He looked horrible. So I thought the Falcons was going to win. A good coaching move to make an adjustment, put the veteran in, because that was a brave decision. So shout out to the Bears.
With that said, we're going to move right along to
one quick point. If we sit up here and call for Adam Gates' job, I definitely got to call for this guy, Dan Quinn's job. I'm sorry. He got too much talent on that offensive side of the ball, and he has enough to get it done on the defensive side of the ball. And they had enough to get it done 2 weeks in a row, and defense didn't do nothing. And this is Dan Quinn's fault. I'm sorry.
Why does this kept? He's a defensive coordinator before this job.
Well, it's his fault.
Eric, any sign? You don't have a sign?
I had one before the. Okay. Millie done called me out on my colors, man. I got to bring some colors out, man. So yeah.
If you got hashtags, remember, email us at sportschaserspodcast@gmail.com, man. We're gonna move on to our last game before we move on to another sport here. Dallas Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? The Cowboys marched on into Seattle and lost to the Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson, he continues to do his thing. And the Seahawks are 3-0. Russ for MVP. Y'all see it?
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah,
that one quick.
Yeah, Russ is the MVP. Westbrooks or Wilson?
Come on, dog.
Please,
We
don't.
talking about Russell Wilson, okay?
Westbrook. You talking
Man,
about Westbrook?
He
The
should,
guy who can't shoot
don't
on
get-
threes?
I'm not even going to get started. Yeah,
Come
we're
on.
not-
No. Let's not go down that rabbit hole. I'm sorry.
Shout out to Westbrook, but no, we're not talking about it.
Okay. What's your thoughts, D-Dub? Since you are speaking, what you think of this game?
Yo, the Cowboys, man, there's something not right with that team either, man. They're just not sharp. They're starting off from behind.
They
Last
missed
2
Jason
weeks, huh?
They missed Jason Garrett.
Yeah, hey, at least let me tell you something. Now, Jason Garrett, for all his faults, at least he have them boys sharp. I have not seen the Cowboys look sharp in 3 weeks. That's just my opinion. In 3 weeks, and they look.
Is it coaching?
Well, what's his name? Mike. What's his face? Is it McCarthy?
I think part of it is because they stopped running Zeke.
Yeah, and it's the same story for the Cowboys. Every time they stop running the ball.
Been saying this for 15 years, dog.
Yeah, the Cowboys, and I'm not a Cowboy fan. They should at least had at least 1 or 2 titles by now.
Zeke keep getting tattoos saying feed me, and they refuse.
They refuse.
Yeah.
He's starving. He is starving.
No, what he's going to be is out of there really soon. That's what's going to happen.
Well, he got the bag. Yeah, you're right. And
Now
he
you
gonna
leave
be
it soon. You
Yeah.
leave it.
because this is ridiculous, man. This is absolutely ridiculous. They stop like they listen to the press too much, man. I truly believe some of these guys listen to the press.
Oh, but you are saying that Dak needs to get paid and he needs to throw the ball. Make up your mind.
No. We said he needs to get paid.
That's
No
it.
one said he needs to throw the ball.
That was it. Thank you.
He need to get paid.
Dak needs to get paid. That was it.
You know,
That's all we said.
we never said he need to throw the ball. We said get paid.
We didn't say stop giving the ball to Elliott if that's what the game plan is and that's what it looks. I mean, come on.
That's on the coaches.
I actually said throw the ball less for Dak.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Thank you, Mike.
I was just about to say that. We've been talking about, I know Mills been saying it for the past 2-3 weeks now. Why, especially with Cincinnati, why you got your quarterback? They're supposed to be the most precious darlings of the NFL, but yet you had them standing there throwing their arms out of socket. Dak was 37 of 57. You have a premium top 5, top 3 in some people's minds running back that is paid with a top offensive line. What is the problem? That's all I got for that. Go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead, Mike.
Stop throwing the damn ball so much. 57. You know what they say in basketball? If you take 20 shots, you better hit 20. Remember that? Remember when they used to say that? If you're taking 20 shots, you better hit 15 of them or you're going to be on the bench. There's no reason you throwing the ball 57 times unless you 50 for 57. That's the only excuse I could give you.
It's
and then you
stupid.
still lost. You still lost.
Exactly.
You ran the ball 14 times with Zeke. Why you only run the ball 14 times with Zeke? You didn't complete one pass to Zeke. Like Zeke can't catch. You got a perfectly good running back. It's that Mike McCarthy. That's what I was saying. You see how Green Bay got rid of him? They start using them running backs, right? Because every time McCarthy got a running back that was halfway decent, he died off somewhere. Eddie Lacy gained 400 pounds and disappeared. Ryan Grant, he was good for a year or two. Threw him in the dumpster. They threw him in the dumpster and let him ride away.
Who's that receiver that they turned into a running back for a while?
Montgomery. They traded him to Baltimore, and now he's in the dumpster somewhere. See? Mike McCarthy. Mike.
A lot of times, I'll say this. A lot of times, some of these guys read their own press, and they think they're geniuses. And instead of them adapting to new ways and stuff like that, because that's what they were saying with McCarthy. Oh, the game is passing by. He needs to probably just chill out and just go be an analyst. He's doing the same thing. They threw the ball for almost 60 times. That's unheard.
But
yeah,
he had dinner at Jerry's house and spent the night. That's all the fuck you need to know.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all did mention how many times Dak passed the ball, right?
Yeah,
37 to 57.
That's ridiculous. Come on, man. That's
I mean, shout out to Dak. He had 472. I mean, he did what he was asked to do for the most part. But
that's cool though. But
572.
when you got a back that only carried the ball 14 times for 34 yards. I mean,
and make no bones, Zeke is a top 4, top 5 running back. Make no bones about it.
3.
Because when he leaves out of there, the next team he goes to is going to get a fresh Zeke. Because they don't use him here.
Not this year.
I mean, this is disgraceful, and I'm surprised that I don't hear enough. I mean, they 1-2, and they got. Oh God! Anybody got that schedule?
Well, nobody in the division wants to win. Everybody's playing hot potato with the league.
Yeah. I'll get to that in a second. Let me.
Worst division in football.
Okay, by far.
Let me run down these games before we go talk about NBA real quick. Not real quick, but Houston, Pittsburgh beats Houston 28-21. Big Ben's 3-0.
That's O'Brien.
Okay. Yes, that's Coach O'Brien. Yeah. Your Niners, DA, they pound on the Giants. The Giants are probably the worst team in football. I don't.
No.
The Giants lost to the B squad. To the B squad. You was talking about Lamar. Danny Dimes out there losing to the B squad.
Yeah.
Eli Daniel Jones.
Well, Danny Dimes ain't no MVP though, so we can't make that comparison.
Eli Daniel, he drafted higher than Lamar. Eli Daniel, what's his name? Eli Daniel Manning the third. Garbage.
Well, Mike, hold on. I've never been a fan of the guy, so I'm going to stop right there. I'm not even going to go into
your
it.
Team, your quarterback.
Eric seems to have more faith than Danny than I do.
I
have faith in the guy, not the system. The system is the problem.
Who is the Giants coach anyway?
Judge Judy. I mean, I don't know.
Judge
Giuliani went from there to quarterback whisperer. All right, enough of this. Next game.
Next game. New England beats the Raiders 36-20. Good game. That was a really good game. Cam Ball's out again. Tennessee, the kicker, whatever he had going on in that first game, he's got it together. Late field goal, they beat the Vikings 31-30.
Vikings going Viking.
Kirk Cousins, I told y'all years ago, but go ahead.
So Tennessee, they are moving the needle. They're 3-0 also. Quiet as it kept. Cleveland beat Washington 34-20. Carolina went to SoFi Stadium in LA and they beat the Chargers 21-26. Eric, you can get your sign ready for this game. The Indianapolis Colts pound on the Jets. Phillip Rivers looked like the Phillip Rivers of old, and he pounds on. We're waiting for Eric Stein.
Shout out to the Colts defense. That's how you capitalize.
Eric is holding up hashtag fire Adam Gase.
I'll have more next week. I apologize.
Okay. Move right along. Tampa Bay. Tom Brady's Bucks going to Denver. They defeat the Denver Broncos 28-10. And Eric's I'm surprised at this game. Eric's Arizona Cardinals lose to the Detroit Lions 20.
Crap game. Crap game, man. I had a feeling they was gonna lose. I'm not surprised at all, man. You on a high. You got a rookie coach that's never done it before. You got a second year quarterback. You got vets, but the vets is undermined. Well, I ain't gonna say undermined, but they're overshadowed by the youngins that's on the team. And this is what happens, man. A veteran team would have been prepared for things like this. I mean, they played well, but they played down to Detroit. I mean, Detroit played good, but they played down to Detroit.
Excellent assessment. They definitely. I watched the second half of that game. They played down, and Kyler got to be better with the ball. You can't be tossing you can't match interception, touchdown, interception. That shit don't work. You still turning over the ball.
Man. You got to have a 3 or 4-to-1 ratio if you have to have an interception at all.
That's facts.
He had his booster seat ready. He been all right, man. But
Cussy.
Man, we got a pacifier for him after that shit.
Yo,
shout out to the Lions defense. They look good that second half.
Kev.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm here. I'm sorry.
Yo, I was just saying, you got a lot of week 4. You got a lot of good matchups this coming up week 4. So we'll see.
Well, yeah, week 4. We'll come back to that real quick with our predictions. Want to run on to the NBA. The NBA finals are set. The Los Angeles Lakers, for the 32nd time in league history, will be making their NBA finals appearance against the Miami Heat, who will be making their, I don't know off the top of my head, but they will be making their appearance. And this
Like
is
5 or 6.
5 or 6. And
3, 4, 5.
this is a very, very intriguing series. LeBron
It's
James.
actually 7. They had 2 with Dwayne and Shaq, and they had 4 with the Dream Squad.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's 2, but yeah.
Yeah. LeBron James is trying to go for his 4th NBA title out of 10 tries. And the Miami Heat, I'm going to say it right here, Mike Mills and Eric, they called it out. They said that the Heat were the sleeper. And so the Miami Heat get rid of the Boston Celtics at 6. And the LA Lakers get rid of the Denver Nuggets. Shout out to the Denver Nuggets. They play really hard. But a gentleman's sweep. Lakers won the series 4-1. What do y'all think of this upcoming series? What's the ramifications of history on this, if there are any? And I'm talking about asterisks, because let's just put it like this. This has not been a regular season. There's no fans. There's, you're basically playing AAU basketball in a bubble. Make no mistake about it. What do we think going forward? What is this series going to be like, and what's your predictions, and how you think it's going to play out? We'll start with DA.
I believe the series will probably play out to be a lot better than what folks believe it will be from the onset. Whenever I look at basketball, I look at players and matchups, which is probably why I've lost about $20,000 in my life betting basketball. But the reality is that I think at the top, the Lakers don't have anybody to guard the shooters. I think the Dragon is going to get, and though I like him, was dude play point guard for the Lakers. That was in Boston. What's the brother's name, man? With the Kentucky.
Rondo.
Yeah.
Rondo.
He's the oldest Kentucky player. Like he was at Kentucky when old boy was there. So I think that's one side, and I think the other side that the Lakers are going to be a lot too big, essentially, for the Heat. I would like to see the Heat win. I think Pat Riley, may have something from a coaching perspective that he can do some things to kind of make this thing happen. But I actually can see it being a problem for the Lakers because I don't think they can guard their shooters. But if their shooters get cold, the Lakers are going to run them out the building because they're going to get every rebound. So that's the way I see it. And LeBron still gets, it's not against him, just the way the game is. He still gets to charge and never gets called for a foul. So the team that would be able to show that the most would probably be Miami because Bam plays really good defense. He gets his feet set really early. And also, Jimmy Butler's always been hell for LeBron. He's always given LeBron a lot of problems, even when, they both were in the same league when Jimmy was a young buck in Chicago and LeBron was still at Cleveland. Between, Jimmy Butler and Ron Artest to get that dude fits. So it should be interesting. But, it should be interesting. I'm going to put my hat out there and say the Heat, so that would be their kiss of death. Sorry.
Mike Millie, one of our basketball experts here. What you think of this?
Now, the fan in me wants to say Miami at 5, but the analyst in me is going to say Miami at 7 because the NBA has to make it look good ratings-wise. And it's like there's no way to guard LeBron without them calling something. Like just watching those last 2 games in the Denver Lakers series after they filed the petition, I think they should have got fined for that. You file a petition where LeBron doesn't get every call. Nobody gets every call. It's sports. But some of the stuff they do is like there's nothing you can do to guard LeBron. There's nothing you can do to guard AD. But if there's a team that plays physical team defense, it's Miami. So possibly. So hopefully they'll contain LeBron and they'll keep playing the way they've been playing offensively, especially the way Bam looked that last game. That fourth quarter was all Bam before the rest of them came to life and helped bring it home. But I like how they've been playing. I like them as a team. I like them as a unit. I feel like LeBron and AD just be getting lucky. Rondo's not gonna maintain shooting the way he been shooting.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen. Danny Green look like he can't shoot no more.
John Starks 2.0.
Right. Dion Waiters and J.R. Smith not even playing. The Lakers don't use their weapons the correct way. So I'm going Miami at 7.
Miami at 7. Eric, what's your thoughts?
I'm gonna say this. The fan in me, I think I spoke to, I don't know, I might have spoke to Daryl, whatever. I said, yo, man, Miami in 5. That's just the fan in me because of everything that's at stake, right? LeBron going against his former team, and I think Pat Riley and Spoelstra and them and the coaching staff there will come up with enough to get the Lakers out of there. But then I'm like, this is LeBron's league. Who am I kidding, B? The analyst in me is going Lakers in 7. I think the only way to stop LeBron is LeBron himself. When LeBron wants to act like he's Steph Curry and wants to settle for jump shots, that is the best way to attack him. But I do feel like the way that, and Mills brought it up, the way that Miami plays defense, I don't think that Anthony Davis is going to get comfortable in this series. But I think ultimately, if it comes down to it, it'll be the LeBron factor, unless Jimmy and them boys just shoot the lights out in the gym that they playing in. Fan in me says Heat in 5, but the analyst in me, Lakers in 7. And I will say, to answer your other question, Kev, I thought about it, and it's probably still going to be an asterisk to most folks. The LeBron and the league is going to say otherwise or whatever. Oh, there's no asterisk, blah 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 blah.
Shout out.
I will say this though. As a professional, you're so used to playing in front of people and this and that and the third. I will say it takes a different type of person to flip and play better when there's nobody watching. You know what I'm saying? You getting paid all this money. I think that's one thing that fans don't really think about. You getting paid all this money to play in front of fans and feed off the fans. That's what we always talk about with momentum and stuff like this. You have to generate a different kind of momentum now. You know what I'm saying? With no fans there.
Absolutely.
So I just wanted to throw that out there. I still feel like it's an asterisk because of everything that went on and all
no home court.
Yeah, it just takes, for me, it just takes the fun out of it for me. Yes, they still playing. Yes, I guess you could say they still playing hard. Obviously, it's just on one side of the court, which is offense, unless you're the Miami Heat. But I just wanted to throw that out there.
D-Dope, what's your thoughts on this?
Hey guys, I just listened to all of y'all, and I don't know what to say about this game, man. I don't even know what to say. Call this the NBA Finals. I'm going to watch, of course, but I don't really have a whole lot of, it's not, give me a whole bunch of buzz, I should say. But I hope that since we all talk about the fan, and the fan in me says, I hope Miami gets them out of here in 4. the The reality is that I think the Lakers is gonna win in 6. But I hope Miami, I hope Miami wins it all. But
They
we'll
got
see.
a lot of.
I think they got enough talent to do it because I think LeBron and it's only LeBron and AD. I mean, you shut the rest of these cats down. You got maybe 50, you got 50, 70 points from LeBron and AD.
So just
Right.
going with what you're saying, D.
That
What like if you shut you can throw Iguodala, right? Udonis Haslem is not playing.
no, he's not playing.
Jimmy Butler, Miles Leonard, play 7-footer. Jay Crowder is definitely gonna get some LeBron. Kelly Olynyk will probably get
he's gonna get some
AD. Duncan Robinson, you don't want him on LeBron. I think they're going to attack the 3-point shooters to get them to sit down. But they got Kyle Alexander is 6'11", some dude named Chris Silver. Derrick Jones can still play, dunk contest dude. And Bam Adebayo is 6'9". So they got bodies if you are smart about the way you use your resources.
Yeah,
I think that they have bodies to throw at LeBron, and each of them play LeBron a different way. You may have a shot. Because my thing is, the only way to get LeBron is you got to pick him up either half court or full court. Because if he start coming downhill on you, absolutely nothing you can do.
Yeah, and the referees ain't gonna blow no whistle and call no offensive foul on this guy. So
I feel like you gotta make them do it. That's what I would do. I would go out there and I would go get a tech early. I guard LeBron when they call one of them weak calls. I got what you're saying. What I gotta do to guard him? Just give me that first tech.
If you make him like that, then you jeopardizing, getting in foul trouble with this guy, and you already know, they ain't giving you the call. I watched him hit Murray on several occasions, no foul call on this guy.
Right.
It's almost ridiculous, man. I'm like, come on, dog. Like, and that's what makes me, tired of the NBA, because it's just like this guy, he gets a full steam and
you LeBron hater.
Yeah, whatever. You can call me. No, I'm just want you to call the game correctly. Just call the game right. That's all.
I don't hate LeBron. I just think that's what it is, though.
Yeah, I just think that everybody just loves him so much, and the NBA that's their cash cow, and they're gonna make sure.
You Michael Jordan stands make me sick. LeBron has been to 10 NBA Finals, and you still won't put respect on his name.
I put respect on his name. He is one of the best players in his era. He's one of the best players playing right now.
Yes.
I also remember that there were times where, as a Knicks fan, because we was always the bottom of the trash with it, I saw Charles Barkley not get calls made on him and Mike. So it happens. I got no problem with that. He's going to be top 5, period, in the story. Because you understand that the conversation has switched from greatest of all time to greatest in his era, right?
Yeah, D.
That all-time thing is a wrap.
Yeah, well, I was done talking about that. First of all, there's no comparison to greatest of all time. We already know who that is.
Please get 6 first before you get to talking about it.
Listen, Kobe is dead. God bless him. Yeah. Still sells more sneakers than you. Like his sneakers are like
about the sneakers.
Oh, yes,
but
it is.
About he's a philanthropist. He's a good father.
And Kyrie Irving sells more sneakers than him. So his sneakers look like boots. But
like I said, if I gotta guard LeBron, I'm going out there and I'm making the ref blow that whistle. And then when he blow it, I'm going to yell at the ref and give me a tech. To motivate my team. I'm like, what am I supposed to do to guard him? What am I supposed to do?
I thought Mike was going to go.
And my hands is up. What you want me to do, ref?
I thought Mike said he was going to go Oakley. Go Oakley on him. Go Oakley on him, baby.
That's game 5. That's when you put Myers Leonard in there.
That's right.
LeBron got 25.
Look, some dude you ain't never going to see again.
Yo,
Yo, Myers
Hey,
Leonard, you want some minutes?
Hey, throw the enforcers out there like hockey does, man.
Let me ask y'all a question.
Go ahead.
Let me pose a question to y'all. Is there any chance that the Miami Heat throws out the dreaded zone defense?
They're going to play it because they can't shoot. The Lakers can't shoot.
Bingo.
They're going to play them zone.
Bingo.
But they do have the zone buster, which is LeBron, because he can run into you and won't get a charge. That's always the thing about no, but that's always the thing about the zone. If you play in the point, you can't get in the middle because it's a zone. You got to pass it around, take a step. Either you take a step towards the basket or the center comes up and you take one back so you can get the ball to the middle of the floor and swing it. You can't do that with them because LeBron can run you over and still get to the basket. You know, he can do that walk, carry, spin he does, shoulder in you and make a layup. These dudes are huge. So they can start spinning at the foul line and be at the basket. So it depends on how they call it, which I hate to say, but it's like football. I said that when the Niners, were in their heyday, and even when the Niners were good, when we had Kaepernick, we was going to win that Super Bowl. It's how the refs call that game, man. It's how they call the game.
All I know is that you can't let Rondo go for 21 points. You can't let Danny Green get 21. You can't let Dwight Howard, who get 20-something points, 20 rebounds. You got to shut them rest of them cats down. If you let, like I said, if you let Brown and AD get combined between 50 to 60 points, I'm fine with that. You got to stop everybody else. And that being said, everybody else on the Miami side got to score. They got to do their job.
They got to keep
you got
doing
a
what they've
veteran.
been doing.
You got a veteran leader like Andre Iguodala,
who's done it before.
Yeah, I mean Miami has enough to get the job done.
Yeah,
they got a few tricks.
I'm gonna say I really would love to see the Miami Heat win. Kind of poetic justice for Pat Riley. Me and D was talking about this. Me, DA, and D-Dub was talking about this the other day. How, I think Pat Riley was trying to really build something here when LeBron was there. But LeBron, of course, he had other intentions and other motives, and he was a free agent at the time, so he left and went back home to Cleveland, and God bless him. But I think Pat Riley's trying to do something with him and to build a dynasty, like a real dynasty. Pat Riley was part of a dynasty, with the Showtime LA Lakers. And it really would be really poetic justice for the the Miami Heat to win this one. And hopefully they do, man. They got a really good scrappy team, and they put together a team. That's how, to me, in my opinion, that's how they're supposed to put the team together, man. Jimmy Butler, man, and getting those guys, those shooters, and coaching. And Eric always talks about continuity with coaching. How long Spoelstra's been here? Spoelstra's been over here over 10 years. Pat Riley has kind of guided this guy. I've heard some of the LeBron stands say, Pat Riley's coming out to coach. No, he's not. Doesn't need to. Spoelstra's got this. I'm hoping that the Heat can win a 7, but I'm like D-Dub, man. If the Miami Heat don't stop the other guys on the Lakers, man, and just let AD and LeBron get off, the series probably over in 6. So,
but hey, Kev, sorry, it's gonna be my part shot early. But yo, real talk, y'all. Fuck Pat Riley for that shit he did to my Knicks, though. Nigga can eat a fucking dick, you heard? All right, that's real talk right there.
As we lose another lemon checking pepper sponsorship,
Yeah,
and all the money at Eric's Crayon Foundation.
Done.
Damn, I couldn't even get markers. Damn.
yo, man.
It was colored pencils till DA started talking.
Yo, man, I'm sorry, man, but I'm done with that. Listen, man. We had Rod Strickland and Mark Jackson. I blinked my eyes, and we had Mo Cheeks and Derek Harper. I was like, what the fuck is this? hot tub time machine shit?
Yo, wait a
Motherfucker
minute,
can turn old?
Hold on, D. Was that on Pat Riley's watch right
Hell
there?
fucking yes, it was the whole fucking thing.
That was 90. Hold on, wait a minute.
No, that was on him.
I just want to say, you got the nerve to be mad at Pat Riley when y'all was give Fizdale a chance. Give Fizdale a chance.
Oh God.
Pat Riley got rings. Pat Riley got rings, and you told me to give the man who killed the Grizzlies a chance.
Well, so does Phil Jackson. So
not as an executive. Not as an executive.
You know what? This is just adding. I can't.
You gonna hire a police officer to drive the school bus? No, you're not. No, you're not.
About this time, yeah, maybe.
You're not gonna hire the police officer to drive the school bus, are you?
I'm not even gonna go there because that could go in so many directions. Look
at Doc Rivers. Look at Doc Rivers.
Shout out to the New York Evil Empire Yankees, man. We are balling out here, man.
Yeah, they smoking the Indians right now.
Before we get to baseball, yeah, the Yankees are up 9-2. Excuse me, 11 in the wild card game. Before we get there, real quick, 1 minute on Doc Rivers, starting with Mike Mills. Go.
Doc Rivers, before he coached the Clippers, was coaching the nice and terrible. No, before the Celtics, he was coaching the nice and terrible Orlando Magic. Then he coached the Celtics to mediocrity till he was saved by Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen. And then he went to the Clippers and everybody forgot he was mediocre forever. This goes to show what happens when you don't have Chris Paul calling the shots and saving your life. Now look where he's at. Back on the curb where he belonged. Doc Rivers is not a bad coach. He's just overrated.
Oh my God.
Overrated. Doc Rivers is overrated. You couldn't win with T-Mac and you couldn't win with Paul Pierce and Antoine Walker. Get out of here. You're overrated.
True that, though. True that.
Yeah, go ahead. 1 minute, sir.
Hey, man. They get another job. That's it for me.
Eric?
Thing, man. Man, it was time to go, man. I mean, you had I think it's bigger than Doc Rivers. Let me just first say that. You know how I get. I'm not just going to blame one guy. But you got a bunch of stars on the team, so somebody had to be the fall guy. So, yes, Doc Rivers, adios. But, man, the Clippers got to move, dog. They got to change that name. They got to do something, man. They got to do something, man. Move to the East Coast if you got to, man. Shit. Move to a volcano. I don't know, man. They got to do something with that damn.
Did you say volcano?
Yeah. Maybe they could get hot for real. But, Doc Rivers, he'll get another job, man. He'll be all right, man. But
move to a volcano.
Huh? Yeah, man. No, it's probably the only way they could get hot, B. I mean, dude, you cannot. I'm sorry. As deep as that team is, and we talked about this earlier, we talk about it every week. Okay, we talk about leadership, right?
Yeah.
You are looked upon as a leader of men, regardless of what class of men that you have, this and that, the third. That's what you're looked upon to do. It was a downright disgrace for the LA Clippers to go out in the fashion that they did. Okay. Them guys look unprepared. Yes, that also falls on the players before anybody hits me in the comments or anything like that. However, it is still up to the coach to get his guys ready to play.
D-Dub.
Yo, man, I've been saying, I told y'all, I just had a conversation, man, that he had to go, man. And after that debacle with the Clippers, that was just a prime example why he had to go. He had, they want to blame COVID. They want to blame because Paul George is his mental health. Nobody's trying to hear all that, man. You got all these players together.
You are worse than Skip Bayless. How dare you say that?
Whoa. I didn't say nothing about him that can't play the position. I just said they want to blame the mental health and everything else. That they was isolated for such a long time and all this. Yo, listen, man. You started the game back up. Y'all said y'all was gonna play. Oh, y'all didn't want to play. When Milwaukee did that sit out, and then you came back to play. So I don't want to hear. Nobody wants to hear that. You gotta get the job done.
You didn't have to come at all.
You didn't have to come at all. Y'all had the option. You had to get the job done. You came back.
But you would have looked at me differently if I didn't come back.
Listen,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
not.
Look at nobody differently. That's your choice.
That was your choice. They gave you an option. You could have took that option. But again, Rivers will get another coaching job. I mean, Philadelphia's job is out there. I'm sure, they're going to get gassed up and say, Doc Rivers is the guy. He's going to take you over the hump. And we'll see. So what? He goes from 2 superstar players to another 2 superstar players, and if they don't get their job done then, Doc Rivers better be careful. He better be very selective in his next coaching endeavors.
He might want to take some time off.
Yeah.
I agree.
Get an analyst gig and just chill out, man.
Just chill out. Because you get another job and you go to Philadelphia and don't get the job done, Philadelphia is going to kill you. That might be his nail in the coffin.
Take that Urban Meyer plan. Just chill for a minute till the right job opens.
Yep. There's just because you got don't just take the time off, man. Take the time out.
You get home and you realize you don't really like your wife. And you're like, God damn it, I got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Y'all think he should be an analyst? Y'all want him to go analyze something?
I don't particularly want him to do that.
Mike,
take some time off.
Yeah, I was just saying that because that's usually the post move that most.
Don't go analyze. Go fishing. Do something else. Go play golf.
Oh, he going fishing right now.
Look at the rest of them. Look at the rest of them Boston people that went to analyze. Kendrick Perkins out here screaming.
Whoa.
Kendrick Perkins is horrible, and so is Paul Pierce.
That's like terrible. Super big buckwheat right there.
He is
he's terrible.
He's almost like Chris Webber to me. Kendrick Perkins is awful.
But they keep gassing him and talking about like, oh, we love you, Big Perkins. Da. I mean, he's not an analyst, man.
He's the NBA's booger. He is horrible.
Dude, sound like big country, please. Like he's serious with it.
Horrible. Kendrick Perkins is. He just find a way to talk about LeBron, boy. Just finds a way. The king. I just don't want to.
That's another. Well, this is going to be a whole nother story.
That's my goat.
Yeah,
I just want to ask.
That's my goat. That's my goat.
I just wanted him to go back to the old days of a pure analyst, man.
I don't know what y'all talking about. That's my goat.
I mean, God.
Anyway,
Kendrick Perkins is on teams that battled against LeBron, and you still found a way to just. I just be going to just ask. I just be like, man, you know what? Before I say something crazy, I'm gonna mute myself.
Yeah, let's move on to baseball, man, and then we'll move on to hockey, and then we'll end the show here. MLB playoffs start. It was 60 games. If you blink, it was over. The playoffs started tonight, and everybody's America's cheating team, the Houston Astros, beat the Minnesota Twins in Minneapolis today 4-1. The White Sox beat the A's in Oakland 4-1. The Rays beat the homeless Jays 3-1. Shout out to the Rays, they playing hard. My Yankees, they're up 11-2 in the bottom of the 7th against my dad's Indians. Shout out to Paul Warren, he's an Indian fan.
Yeah, you ain't have to put him out there like that.
Yeah, last fan.
Yeah, last fan. So you got
he stands by himself right now. Social distanced.
You got the Reds and Braves tomorrow at 12. You got the Marlins and Cubs playing in Wrigley tomorrow at 2. And Jays and the Rays play tomorrow. Then you got my sleeper, the Cardinals against the Padres. I think the Padres are going to.
That's my sleeper. That's my team.
They're going to go to the World Series in the National League.
2 years ago.
And the Dodgers, the favorite, they're playing the Brewers tomorrow at 10:08 in LA. So, what do you guys think about this current playoff format? Give me 2 minutes each. We'll start with DA. And what do you think this playoffs is going to be? What you think so far?
I think it's a good thing for this year. I think it'll bring eyes to it. I think they may need to reevaluate it for the regular season next year because it might be a little too much.
They said it was only for this year. That's why they're doing it.
Okay, so then we're fine. I think as far as teams are concerned, I'm always like my Yankees. I got to give it up to the White Sox. I got to give it up to the National League. to the Padres because they're probably the best young team coming through. But the Dodgers rake, man. God, they rake. Like they rake like it's weird. So that's what I see. I would like to see my Yankees in the end, but I think it'll probably be the White Sox representing the American League and the Dodgers representing the National League. So that's my take on it.
D-Dub, what do you think about this MLB playoffs?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. It's pretty like DA said, for this year, I think it's pretty cool. It's interesting to see so many teams. I watched a little bit of it today. As you said, Houston. Actually, they came back and won that game, and they was down 1-0 early, and then came back. Yeah, like I said, they MLB is trying it out for 1 year, which is fine. I don't think this should be a continuing thing. I think they should just go back to what they was doing, especially unless, if you're trying to do this, because if you do it like this, then a team that wins 110 games, what does it mean? You know what I'm saying? Then if that's the case, then somebody need to get a bye. If it continues like this, so it won't continue like this. It will move on to going back to how it used to be. And as far as who's winning, who's hot, I think DA hit it right on the head. I'm a Yankee fan, but I don't know. They struggled and they slowly getting players back. So we'll see. They was favored to go to the World Series along with the Dodgers. So Dodgers, I think, still stays the same. And but being that it's the series is like it is, we might get some upsets here. Minnesota is already about to check out here in a minute, So
it's America's cheating team, the Houston Astros. I guess the garbage cans work today.
Yeah, I don't know if they had it in the dugout though.
Eric, what do you think?
I'm gonna echo the same sentiments everybody else had. It was good for this year. I love the fact that it was only 60 games. The playoff format is cool, but I do not wish to see this continue. Like D said, if it does, you're gonna have to make some other adjustments. Yeah, you have to make some other adjustments to make that work. But I will say, playoff baseball, as far as the games that I've seen just today, is going right along as it normally would for me. I don't know about anybody else. Like I can watch like the NBA. I'm gonna be brutally honest. The NBA sucks to me. Watching these games, man. To be honest, y'all can call me a LeBron hater, whatever. I'm the only reason why I'm watching the NBA Finals is to see if LeBron is gonna lose. Call me a hater for that. I don't care. I'm brutally.
You're a Mike Stan, as I knew it.
To be honest, that's just what it is. I would love to see the Heat win with this. Okay. I would love to see Miami win this current Miami team. I would love to see them win. Flexing back over to baseball, the games that I watched today was just like watching any other playoff game. I'm all in. You know what I'm saying? I'm flipping channels and trying to see who's doing what or whatever. It's different. It's just different. And you know me, man. I'm Yankee blue through and through. But like I said before, something different about them guys from Chicago, man. I just like the way that they play ball. They have fun, kind of like with San Diego, man. They just it's just different. They just having fun. I'm not saying that nobody else is, but those are the two teams that stand out to me. Right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going for one cause, and everybody's getting along for that cause and doing what they got to do, man. So, I don't have no faith in the Dodgers. I'm sorry. I know they got robbed and this and that, the third. I don't have any faith in the Dodgers until they actually get it done. I have no faith in them. I mean, they'll probably be there in the NLCS or whatever. But I mean, yeah. But I don't have no faith in them, man.
Okay, Mike Millie.
Not to beat a dead horse, but I 100% agree. It's too many teams, but that's cool for this year. Seeing this,
Yes, it's only
you
for the
know, we didn't have sports all year, so this is cool. And I do enjoy that the not the usual suspects are in the playoffs this year. Like, we got the Marlins by surprise. The Marlins make an appearance every 17 years like a comet. They come in, they wreck a little havoc, and they disappear again.
Marlins comment.
I want to shout out the Reds. We ain't seen them in a while in the playoffs. So that's interesting too. Even though the Braves are going to kick the hell out of them. But
Watch out for St. Louis.
Yeah. St. Louis always do that. They look good. They look like contenders. And then what they do, they lose early and they blow it up and do it again. A lot of these teams have the same agendas. Really, really low key. Because the Dodgers be having demons. Look out for the Brewers. If you want to learn how to run a company in the middle of America without the greatest market, look at the Brewers. They always consistently put out a product. Instead of every 17 years, they're more like every 3 to 5 years. They give you something good and they blow it up and fix it again.
Well, they got two bats that they've kept around for a few years. FedEx Steroid and his son, So, they got two cats there. That's pretty.
Gotcha.
But shout out to the White Sox, man. They really worked hard this year.
I agree.
Coming in, it didn't look like it was gonna happen. But shout out to the White Sox. That's my other team besides the Mets. Shout out Mark Burley and Paul Konerko. Yeah, I go back since then. Yeah, we out here.
Okay, White Sox history. All right. Okay, I see. With that said, DW, are you there? DW, are you there? Is he there? He's our boxing guy. D-Dub, Earth to D-Dub, are you there?
We seem to be having some technical difficulties with D-Dub.
I don't know where he's at, but go ahead.
The Charlo brothers both won their fights.
Yes.
Which is big. You've never had a fight card where two brothers fought on the same card. They're both were good fights. They're both really good fundamental fighters. And they both have knockout power. The go forward is for them to try to get bigger fights on separate cards, where it's probably money, but they're with Showtime now, which I think it means they're Bob Arum. So that said, I don't know what fights they get, but there are fights out there for both of them. Like there are people that both those guys can fight in their weight classes. So I see that as part of it. And also my man, the Style Bender, he won his MMA fight on Saturday night.
Now, I didn't see the first Charlo fight, but I seen that second brother fight, and I want my money back because that second fight was horrible. He punched him in the ribs, and the guy died. What in the world was that? And he didn't even hit him all the way. I want my money back that I didn't pay to watch that fight.
Mike Tyson.
What in the world was that?
Mike Tyson.
What was that?
There go our boxing correspondent.
Yeah. You had the
Charlo fight.
Yeah, the Charlo fight. They handled business, man. It wasn't. The first fight wasn't exciting. He handled the business, and now they just gonna strive to try to get bigger fights now. I mean, one I think what was it, Mel? He got all the belts, so he's looking for he should be getting a big payday pretty soon. So we'll see.
That's who had the second fight. That's who had the last fight.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that? What was the punch? What was that?
Yo, that was like what's that Street Fighter punch, man? You know what I'm saying?
That was the rigged fighter punch. Listen, I got 20 grand. You eat this real quick.
Hey man,
all right, okay.
Listen, boxing got enough problems without you trying to discredit what's going on.
Fury got up at 13 last year.
Yeah.
Wilder's wearing 100-pound sweatsuits to the ring, and the Charlo brothers is throwing lucky punches.
What do y'all think about the aesthetics of boxing? No fans in.
Kev, I don't like it. This is the second fight that I watched in 2 weeks. And it was just like what Michael was doing, yawning. It was absolutely boring to me. I don't like it. I don't like it without the fans in the seats, man.
There's some college football. We didn't even touch college football. We'll touch
Ain't no need.
Yeah. But I was saying,
Shout out Texas.
I was saying that some college sports, they're allowing teams to play. NFL teams, I believe there's a couple. I believe down here in South Florida,
Charlotte's in North Carolina too. They have
they're allowing the
fans to come in.
The Dolphins to have fans. Same thing with the Hurricanes.
Limited capacity.
Yeah, limited capacity. Shout out to the Hurricanes.
The Dolphins don't have no fans.
Don't tell these folks down here. No, I'm not even going there, Mike. I stay
Don't
down.
do it. Don't do it.
Shout out to all the Dolphins fans, man. Yo, rep your team, man.
Shout
out to the Miami Hurricanes. Yo, they beat Florida State's ass the other night. That wasn't even the game, man. So that wasn't even the game. With the turnover chain. The aesthetics for sports, with no fans, man, it's pretty different. And D-Dub talked about that the other day about how that looks, and it's very weird. It's very weird. Last night watching Monday Night Football, no fans in the stand, and I mean now they're allowed to pump crowd music and crowd sound into the arena. I mean to the stadium. It's a very different animal here. With that said, Mike Mills, we're about to end the show. Where can we be found at, sir?
We can be found on Instagram at Sports Chasers Podcast. We can be found on Twitter at Chasers Sports. We can be found on SoundCloud at Sports Chasers Podcast Incorporated. We can be found on Facebook at Sports Chasers Podcast and on YouTube as well at Sports Chasers Podcast. Don't forget the sports, the chasers, or the podcast.
All that stuff. Oh, also, email us. You want your hashtag going up. Hey, at sportschaserspodcast@gmail.com.
We may need to postpone that because of the Pat Riley references earlier. That might have hurt our cash flow on the crayons that Mike Millie was trying to get from me.
Yeah, I'll pony the money up, man, but fuck him. Right.
I think Eric's gonna need the 64. Pause shots.
Put the sharpener on the back. If it don't got the sharpener, we don't want it.
Don't even bother with it.
Yeah, I got it.
Pause shots. DA, go ahead, man. You said you had something before. Go ahead, though.
Yeah, man, fuck him, man. That's it. I'm mad now. Fuck him. Bye.
Mike Millie, go ahead. You usually have some inspirational. So do you got us? Can you say?
Nah, I'm with DA. Listen. Just because you played sports at any level, professional, it does not mean you're an analyst. Just because you have an opinion and say it loudly, don't mean it's correct. So, with that being said, some of these analysts gotta go. Kendrick Perkins, you gotta go. Chris Broussard, you gotta go. Paul Pierce, you gotta go. Chris Webber, you gotta go. Jalen Rose, you gotta go. And Chauncey Billups is low-key getting on that list too. Just give him a coaching job. I'm sick of hearing him. I'm sick of hearing him, bitch. I'm sick of hearing him, bitch. You got too much money to be complaining. Oh my, not in the Hall of Fame. Nobody want to hear that. You're supposed to be analyzing the game, giving us insight, providing us with things we can't see at home. No, you want to go up there and make it about why you're not in the Hall of Fame. You want to kiss LeBron's feet like LeBron got a job for you if this analyst thing don't work. I'm sick of these. I'm sick of these dudes. I am sick of them.
Man, fuck them, man.
I just need you to be right in the middle. Right in the middle. All you got to do is be right in the middle. Call the game as it is. That's it.
Kev,
that's my part shot.
I have to agree with Mike, man. Yo, with the list that he went down, man. Yo, I think Jalen Rose did some other crazy shit the other night, man. I just turned the channel, dog. I was like, you know what? I can't with this guy, man.
Jalen Rose is on air because his hairline. That's it.
Yeah, his hairline.
If his hairline wasn't so sharp, he'd be gone.
Yeah, he's tight with the hairline. But other than that,
man, fuck them, man. Fuck them.
I'm with you, D.
I agree too, man.
Eric, can you save us?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and try. My parting shots is man, everybody everybody just be easy out there. You know what I'm saying? Love one another, take care of one another, and everything will be all right, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's having their attention on all the bad apples out here in the world, man. Fuck them bad apples, B. We got plenty of fresh apples out there that we're not paying no attention to.
Yeah.
You know
Fuck them bad apples. Fuck them, man.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? You know what's a very fresh apple? You know what I'm saying? It's the Sports Chasers podcast, baby. We the top thing going right now. You know what I'm saying?
You heard.
Word. So with that being said, man, man, it was another great night. I don't know what this one's gonna be called, but it is what it is, man. And
move to the volcano. What did you say?
Yeah, we're gonna move straight to the volcano, man, so we can get hot, man. You know what I'm saying?
Move straight to the volcano.
Yes, sir.
Doc Rivers, man. Yo, you had to go, my G.
Yo, man. No, anybody? I'm sorry. You had something to say?
No, I'm good. I'm straight. I'm done.
Oh, my parting shot is basically another great week, another good show. We had a lot to talk about. We was on here for about an hour and a half, man. So hopefully you guys listen. If you like it, like us, hit the like button on YouTube, man. Hit the like button on Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. Hey, maybe you see us and you want to shop us around, and all the people that we just talked about, and they come across it, maybe they might like us.
I don't care. Tell them I said it.
Yeah. What they gonna do? Shoot me?
It's just our opinion, baby. It's just our opinion.
Like they have this, man. That's why we do. That's why we doing what we doing, because we sick of looking at it. I mean, to the point where I gotta put it on the mute, because that's so I can't hear you. That's a problem. So
you'll be on the shop with LeBron crying, I didn't want to respond to them because.
And I think that's what it is, Mike. It's just the fact that just this love affair. This guy, I mean, dude, we know he's a good player, man. He's a great player for this generation.
He got to stick like Tony Soprano, kid.
I mean, and he's right, man. They act like they going. Oh, I play with him. I'm going. You act like he's going to give you or set you up with a job.
But real talk though, I'm dead up on this. Not trying to be funny.
Go ahead, Dick.
I do not like when dudes get jobs on TV to get into the Hall of Fame. I can name a bunch of dudes that did it because you got a mic now, so now you can tell people why you need to be a Hall of Fame.
That's another show, but we talked about that before. Yeah, there's a handful of dudes.
And they've been doing it low key though, right? They do it low key to try to, because people really ain't paying attention, except for us, there's some people out there that.
See Weber be on that show when they have all them dudes talking. What's that show on NBA TV?
NBA TV, yeah.
I forget the name of the show where all the dudes be there talking at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And the funniest thing is every time Chris Webber say something about that, Shaq starts crying like, "No, get the fuck out of here," because he'll say it. Like, he ain't better than me. Wait a minute. Shaq like, come on, Sean. That show is hilarious. Shaq be killing him, man.
It's for another show, but I'm gonna leave y'all with this question. It's gonna be our homework for next week, right? We always talk about the analytics, how it's sprinkled into sports and it's taken over and this and that, the third, right? And that's, kind of like what some of these analysts be talking about. And we talk about how journalism has taken a downward spiral for a good long time now. Is it the analytics, or is it these former players that retire or can't play no more, and they come in and they get these analyst jobs, and they still bitter about not being able to do what they do, and they kind of sprinkle their little bitterness into the airways?
Well, it's both.
That's a good question, and that's homework for us next week. We'll talk about that too. It's time for us to go. On behalf of myself, Kevin L. Warren, the host and moderator DA, Mike
Yo.
Mills, Dub, James Eric. Yo, this is the Sports Chasers podcast, man. Yo, we enjoyed. Y'all have a good night. Hey, y'all shout us out, man. Y'all take care. Be easy.